made for putting this all together. It's always wonderful to get this many writers in a room together and be able to read 10 pieces. And also making a crush, make sure to tip your bartenders. As a bartender myself, it's very important. So this is a piece from my novel. It's quite a ways into it, but really I try to make it as standalone as possible. So you only need to know a couple of things. One, the narrator, Isaac, works at a bar. There's two best friends, one Charlie and the other Amy. They've entered into a kind of love triangle where both Charlie and Isaac are sleeping with Amy. And also, Isaac kind of slipped up and slept with his ex a while back, and now for the last 2 days he's been experiencing pain while he urinates. So that's I'm going to leave you out. Wednesday, work. I had to fucking work. I should have called in sick, but I couldn't after calling in the last 2 days. I was opening the bar, so at least I wouldn't have to stay until 3 in the morning before going to the doctor's office early tomorrow. I didn't drink anything, not water, or coffee, or juice all day. It was 80 degrees outside, and I hadn't drank anything all day. Of course, it's fucking busy right when I opened at 4. I hated the bar. I hated the picture of Hemingway with his shotgun. I hated the 3 copies of War and Peace on one of the bookshelves. I hated that we didn't have more staff so I could call in sick. And when Charlie came in at 6, I hated him too. Charlie who ran from table to table. Charlie who was sweating. Those 2 little wet stains in the armpits of his blue shirt, the telltale sign that he could drink water and not worry about having to piss later. I was running around too. There's not much space to move behind the bar, but when you're as busy as we were, you ran. Charlie kept turning in ticket after ticket for me to make, plus all those people that were too impatient for table service coming up to the bar. I was hot and not sweating. I got up at 8 in the morning and only pissed once right after I got up. Pissing razor blades wasn't a good euphemism. Having a small razor stuffed down my urinary tract while I slept, and that morning piss breaking the freshly clotted scab came close to describing it. I know it wasn't good that I hadn't gone to the bathroom all day. I didn't want to drink any water that would lead to me pissing, but my mouth was dry and I was thirsty. Like waking up in the morning after an 8-ball of cocaine and a bottle of whiskey between friends thirsty. It's when I was making a round of Camus on the rocks at 7 for a table of tourists from some Eastern European country that my vision started to go black on the edges. I tried to breathe, but I had no breath. I tried to drink my saliva, but there was none. I heard you're supposed to suck on a pebble when you're in the desert, but we didn't have any at the bar. My arm wasn't my arm, it acted on its own, grabbing the pint glass, filling it with water straight from the sink. My throat worked up and down, the water was all iron, old pipes, and delicious. I couldn't just drink one. Another glass of water went down just as fast, then a third. Right after I threw back the 3rd glass of water, Charlie was in front of me. He had another round of drinks, written down for me in one hand, but he didn't hand it to me. He was staring out from his hair that just got just in his eyes, those green eyes in the amber center looking right into me. I didn't know if I was bright white or yellow, but Charlie knew when something was wrong. "You look like shit," he said. "Just a little bit sick still," I said. "Don't worry." Charlie knew I was lying. He'd seen me tell too many lies to parents, teachers, cops, bosses, women. But I told him I'd be fine. I said, "Just give me the drink order so we can get these fuckers out of here already." An hour later, I had to go to the bathroom. I ducked under the bar and hoped no one would wave me down on the way. I walked fast as I could, past everyone, head down, never looking up, all to arrive at the bathroom that had a line. There was a guy in the one stall, and we had 3 guys waiting for the trough. That's right, we have a trough in our bar. For those of you that don't know, a trough is basically a large metal sink set into a wall where 3 men can piss right next to each other. Step right up and feel free to look at all the penises flapping in the wind. A trough doesn't have dividers, and no dividers meant no privacy while I pissed battery acid, trying not to make sounds like I was weightlifting. There's something weird about going to the bathroom when you work at a bar. Normally a men's bathroom is as quiet as it gets. Guys don't talk in the bathroom. They keep their hands in their pockets and look straight ahead. That is, unless you're the bartender in line. I hadn't been there for 10 seconds, trying to do the math of whether or not I would get the stall or the trough, and guys were already giving me the men's bathroom nod. Slight contact, head bobs down once in recognition. It means they're about to talk to me about some drinks or some sport teams, but I couldn't talk. I pushed past them and grabbed some paper towels from the cabinet beneath the sink and walked back to the bar. 5 mixed drinks, and a round of beer for the whole damn place before I had time to try and go again. I didn't look anywhere but down at my feet, counting the number of steps from the bar to the bathroom. Small creak to the bathroom door, and this time I couldn't even get all the way in. There was that many guys waiting. The women's bathroom wasn't possible. I couldn't say I was cleaning the bathroom when it was this busy. I pushed my way through the men, all standing in line waiting, past the guys who meet the men's bathroom nod, and grabbed a bottle of Windex. 20 steps from the bar to the bathroom, 1 trip every 5 minutes, 5 long walks, someone always in the stall, always in the trough, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't work up the courage to painfully piss in front of strangers. So each time I brought back paper towels, Windex, bottles of hand soap, and toilet paper, all of it I stacked up behind the bar. I kept making drinks, fill the shaker with alcohol, 4 seconds for a full shot, 2 for a half shot, add mixers, add ice, shake, pour, walk to the bathroom, still people in there, another roll of toilet paper, 22 steps, alcohol, mixer, ice, shake, pour, fuck me, bathroom, Windex, fuck me. Finally, I couldn't hold anymore, there was no more waiting. I took the 22 steps, past all the customers, past Charlie sweating his ass off, asking where I was going. I haven't been around the drinks for you, didn't you already go to the bathroom? There was a guy in the stall, pants around his ankles, and the whole place was starting to smell. But I almost crossed myself, north, south, east, west, but 2 guys in the corners of the trough were shaking off, finishing it up. It was quiet, like every men's bathroom, with only the sound of water running up the trough, the shuffled feet, and no one giving a nod. A couple of steps, and I was right in the middle of the trough, stepping up right when both guys were done. I unzipped my pants and took out my dick carefully, oh so carefully. There I was, praying. Dick in both hands, praying that there's such a God that would let it be just me and the guy in the stall. Privacy for my moment of pain. And pain, worse than before, worse than you can believe, started right with the piss. I couldn't help it. I kind of groaned, but turned into a cough, so it sounded like I was just relieved to be pissing. The smell from my piss was worse than any hungover morning, worse than eating 2 bundles of asparagus for dinner. I had no idea that I could smell this bad, wafting out, burning my nostrils. I could feel the heat of the piss on my face and my nose. It wasn't going fast either. A tiny stream of orangish yellow dripped out of my dick. 5, maybe 10 seconds into it, the door opened. I didn't even look back, but heard the sounds loud and echoing up the wall in Eastern European language. The tourists. 4 from a table of 5, and I couldn't piss. I just stopped. Pee shy. I tried to push it out, coughing like hell to keep the pain down. It wasn't even a stream, but first each push, I couldn't stop either. I still needed to go. First, there was a guy in each corner, stepping into the trough, unzipping their pants. I was right in the middle. My feet as wide apart as they could get, but then in each ear, I heard, "Excuse me." The trough only fits 3 people comfortably, and the 5 of us were shoulder to shoulder, and they weren't quiet. They were talking, they were laughing. I didn't know what they were saying, but they had me making fun of my tiny American stream. And of course, they started peeing right away, splashing loud as their voices against the wall of the trough. And I stopped peeing altogether. But then, they're changing the position of their stream, talking and laughing and playing fucking swords, or maybe they call it foils or sabers, being European and all. The whole time talking about I didn't know what. But even with their dicks in their hands, the 2 guys beside me, they reached around my back and started pushing each other. Then the guy in the stall gave a little groan, and over the rapid European babble was the sound of shit hitting water. And all the tourists laughed and waved their hands in front of their faces, their voices and laughter louder than ever. I had to finish up. I had to force it. I had to get out of here before I started crying. I pushed and pushed. Each spurt was hot, burning pain before it got going. A tiny, steady stream, and the metallic, nasty smell was in my nose. I didn't know how the tourists didn't smell it and say something, and I bit my lip. The taste of blood in my mouth, and it hurt so much I couldn't help it. I made a sound. I didn't even know what to call it. A groan. A whimper. I didn't know how loud it was, but the tourists weren't talking anymore. It was quiet, as only a men's bathroom can get.